Okay, man, I got chills because I remember seeing Gladiator in the theater. I didn't know who Russell Crowe was when it came out, and then you watched it and you're like, what did I just see?
Absolutely.
Is this a letdown, or is this going to live up to the sequel?
You know, the original won Oscars for Best Picture, and Russell Crowe got a Best Picture or a Best Actor Oscar. I don't think this one's going to be winning any Oscars, but it's still pretty darn entertaining. You know, Lucius, the main character, he's Maximus's illegitimate son,
And that's the boy in the first one? Is that
the boy in the first one,
okay.
right. And he's kind of a strong, silent type in this one, a different sort of character.
A Sigma.
Yeah, and he leaves most of the dialogue to Denzel Washington, who's kind of steals this movie. Actually, he's a gladiator wrangler of sorts, who's got political ambitions, and he's trying to kind of unseat the throne of Rome. And that seat is held by two twin emperors who are really kind of over-the-top, cartoony characters and really take this into campy territory. You know, Ridley Scott is great at doing like big battles, but he's also good at pointing out how like absurd ancient Rome was.
Sure.
And so there's some really kind of over-the-top battles here.
Most sequels just literally replicate the story of the first one. Does it do that? Because I hope not. It kind of sounds like it does.
It kind of does, yeah. I mean, Lucius, is, you know, he begins as a soldier, then he turns into a slave, then a gladiator. But I think the dialogue and particularly Washington's performance are the reason to see this on the biggest screen you can.
Good deal. All right, you got to be living under a rock to not know that this movie's coming out. It is the movie version of the musical Wicked.
Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University. Miss Elphaba, you can room with Miss Galinda.
Oh, popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Okay, I've heard really good things. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's already made like $200 million at the box office, and it's got such an inbuilt fan base. You know, I'm not talking to those people right now. I'm talking to people like maybe you and me who have never seen the musical. I've never seen the musical.
No, I haven't either. Yeah.
I was only familiar with a couple of the songs, and I knew that it was kind of a deconstruction of Wizard of Oz. So I went in, you know, pretty cold. And I was won over by it. I think it's a delightful musical that is surprisingly germane. I think there's a lot of really rich socio-political themes that you could apply to today's. It's got kind of a warning against charismatic leaders. There's themes of book banning and educational reform as systems of control. I think these are really timely themes that we need to consider. And they don't overwhelm the story, but they just add another layer that made me appreciate it more. And then you've got Cynthia Erivo, who's just amazing in pretty much everything she does. She's great as the main character. Ariana Grande is quite good. The songs are really catchy. This is a really lavish, big musical that, there's maybe a little too much CGI for my taste, and it's a little overlong. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's only half the story.
Part one, yeah.
Right. But it was one of the most engaging theater-going experiences that I've had. I mean, there was spontaneous applause in my screening, and so if you can get to it, go to a crowded screening and check it out.
How many Eggerts do you give it?
I give it 3 Eggerts out of 4.
Okay, 3 Eggerts out of 4. I think we just came up with something. Yeah. And of course, for the kiddos, another sequel I'm looking forward to is Moana 2. Take a look.
You wanted to come this time.
All right, Moana 2. Moana 1 was an absolute hit in my family. I thought it was one of the best animated films I'd ever seen. I loved it. Yeah. What does 2 bring to the table?
It's okay. It's just okay.
Well, crush my heart and send me leaving.
I'm sorry. This started out as a Disney Plus TV series, and I think some executive over at Disney realized, hey, we could make a few $100 million turning this into a feature. So they kind of ironed out the episodic structure and turned it into, a kind of B-grade Disney movie.
Thank you for your honesty, but
mean-
I am really hurt.
That said, it's worth checking out.
Okay.
There aren't any earworm songs in it.
Moana.
Yeah, none of that. I didn't come out singing any songs.
It wasn't as inspirational as the first
It
one.
wasn't, but
All right,
I
well.
really like Moana as a character, and the Polynesian mythology is really interesting. A recommendation, but a mild recommendation.
How many Eggerts?
I gave it 2.5 out of 4.
So that'd be
We're
like
doing this
7,
now,
6.5 out of 10 Eggerts?
2.5 out of 4.
We're gonna work on this off camera,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I like it. I like where it's going.
So do I.
All Brian's reviews are on his website, Deep Focused Review. We got a link at care11.com for you.